So SCCM roles, which are very, very important. Okay. If you see here the diagram, whenever you install SCCM, the important roles are there are few important roles and additional site system roles. Okay. So site server is nothing but where your primary site is installed, then it is called a site server. Site system role is nothing but you need to have configured a different server to install a different roles. Is it clear? A site server is nothing but where your primary site is installed, site system roles. So management point and distribution points are not mandatory to the primary site, but it's a very, at least you need to have one primary site or on the different box, you need to have this. These are very important roles. Either you can install on this server or you can install this another server. These roles are mandatory. Is it clear what I'm saying to you? In some companies, what they will do is, if it's a small company, okay, if it's a small company, they will install all the roles in one server. Is it clear? If you have a small company, what they will do, they will have one primary site. What is the primary site? Standalone primary site. They will install SQL server on the same box, management point, distribution point, SUP, software update point, and reporting service point, RSP. A small company, they will put like 32 GB RAM or 64 GB RAM, depends upon the. Anyway, it's a virtual machine they will install or physical machine. What happens if any issues on the server? The CPU utilization high, you cannot access the console. Am I right or wrong? If there are issues with WSS, then you cannot connect to the console. Is it clear? You cannot. You see, a lot of times whenever you open a console in our test lab, is it opened whenever you have because we have only 4 GB of RAM in test server. You install all the roles at one server. Whenever you have limited resources, you will face some issues while accessing the SCCM console. Is it clear? Hello. Is it clear what I'm saying to you?
Okay.
So in big companies, like some companies, what they will do is they will install a primary site. Okay, they will install SQL. Okay, and they will install MP in a different server, DP in a different server. Each and every role will have a different servers. Why? Because to reduce the load on the primary site. If this site is down, nothing will work. Right? They will have additional management point. One more MP, one more DP. What happens? One more MP, one more distribution point. So if this server is goes down, if this server has not working, so the client will talk to, there is one customer client, maybe Windows 10 device, Win 10 device. Okay. If this DP is down, instead of contacting this server, they will go to the this server download. If this MP is down, they will go to the this server. If the primary site is not working, nothing will work. This is the high availability concept. If one is not working, you're keeping all at one place. If you're keeping MP, DP, everything in one server, if the server goes down, nothing will work. You need to wait until server is up. Clear? Some companies, what they will do, SQL also, some big customers, primary site, one server. SQL also will be installed in different server. MP, DP will have individual servers. It's a big infrastructure. They will manage the things like this. So MP, some 2 3 management points, some in core 5 DPs will be there. In each and every location will have individual DPs, but some major things for load balancing they will have, and SUP, software update point, they will keep one or two, and RSP, reporting service point. So if this server is down, only reports will not work. If this server is down, patching will not work, but softwares will work. If DP is down, nothing will work because download. Again, the load balancing, one more DP is there. If this MP is not working, the client will contact the different management point. The client will has to contact first to primary site. The flow would be the client first will talk to the management point, not to the server, the management point. Management point will go to this. If this is not working, then second available management point. This management point will talk to the primary site. The primary will check in the database and they gives the available distribution point for that particular machine. Then the particular software will be downloaded. This is the complete client to server process. Is it clear? If you're keeping all servers at one place, that is good. It will work for 10 days, 1 year, 2 years. After some point of time, due to WSS issue, server will go to 99% of CPU utilization. Then you cannot log into the server. You cannot open console and troubleshoot. First, you need to fix the issue. Then only you can open, because no always SQL and SUP both will occupy more CPU. Okay, these two components will occupy CPU and memory. If there are any issues are there, at the time you cannot troubleshoot. You need to fix that issue. Then only you can work on that. That's why the first SQL server and the SUP will place in a different servers. At least on the primary side, at least you need to limit the number of roles. You cannot install all the roles, but you can install, but it's not good for more clients. Okay, if you have only 500 clients, 1000 clients, you may install, but some point of time in future, after 2 years or 3 years, you need to face some challenges. It not be on the day one, but when you're working in future, it may. But I'm saying it may come to the issues, but it's not guaranteed it will come your issues. Is it clear? If somebody asks you, can you install SQL on a different server? Yes, we can install SQL on a different server. Is it clear? If you have 16 GB of RAM on your laptop, you can try fix the issues. Is it clear? That's a difference between like a real-time guy. Okay, if you are practice, you need to have 16 GB RAM and you need to have SSD hard disk. Try to explore the example when you have a time, means you practice the basic things whatever we said. Then you need to practice that topics. Without practicing the basic topic, you cannot go to the next topic. Okay, so each and every, if it's a big company, then they will have a CAS primary and secondary set concept. But in general, you explain the a basic hierarchy of your things. If somebody asks you, you can explain a simple way. Okay, we have one standard on primary side with 30,000 clients, 3 management points, 50 distribution points. Clear? Is it clear what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
So you have these roles. You need to by heart at least 5 to 10 roles. Some entry question they will ask you, Explain 10 roles, not explain. Tell me about 10 roles in SCCM. You need to say management point, distribution point, reporting service point, database, other some 10 roles. I will write those roles later and I will update the document. Okay. Or you can simply search for SCCM roles document, Microsoft documentation. See the latest one, whatever you have will see. Site system server, we explain site system role. They will ask you a definition. And then if you come to the roles, SMS provider also, which is very important. This is a mediator between your SCCM console and database. That is the definition. What is the SMS provider? It's a mediator between your SCCM console and SQL database. That we'll discuss it later. Then your points come. Certificate registration point, that is one role. Cloud management point, a role and definition is there. Distribution point, endpoint protection point, enrollment point, enrollment proxy point. What is the definition? You can read it. Okay. Exchange service connects, that is not important. Fallback status point, management point, reporting service point, service connection point, software update point, state migration point. These are the roles of the SCCM. Is it clear? So SCCM roles, we have management point, distribution point, software update point, reporting service point, state migration point, service connection point, fallback status point, enrollment proxy point, endpoint protection, cloud management gateway point. These are, if somebody asks you, tell me of 10 roles which are SCCM, you can explain this. In that, important things are management point and distribution point. It will send and receives the policies from server to client and client to server. Distribution point, a network location all your softwares are stored. In some interviews, they will ask you, what is management point? What is next? They will ask, what is next answer? For that, such kind of persons, if you have, for one question only, they will ask, expect 3 to 4 points. Whenever you get that knowledge, if you read the blogs, then you can explain. If you work really, then you can explain. Or reading the blogs is the priority one. This is about simple SCCM roles which are available. Is it clear? What are the roles? Why we need a management point and distribution point or some other roles depends upon each and every topic. We'll go one by one. Okay, so that now you will come to know what is the roles, important roles which we are using it. Clear? For further information, I already given the link. You can simply search what are the roles and read it one time. That's it. Clear? The basic roles which are available in SCCM. Hello.
That's nice, clear. Yeah,
Okay, clear.